And she started telling me she was 60 and so her daughter is 40, she was there as well, and they started telling me about how in USSR they was like meeting together, like people who are religious, in a closed place, like in a one room. They was shouting the doors and shouting the curtains to, like for Christmas, to sing the Christmas carols, you know, something religious. And if somebody would hear them, they can knock the door and the father of the family will go to the jail.
So this video is about the religious expectations of Ukrainian women, for the most part, of what we see.
My name is Luba.
And my name is Striker, and we're the co-founders of Heart Rocket, international matchmaking agency that helps English-speaking men from the West and also Western Europe meet Ukrainian women. That's our niche, right? That's our niche.
Yeah, every topic that we do because we either had a request or it's our observation of being in this industry for a long time. And more and more I go to United States. If you don't know, like I just been in International Matchmaking Conference in New York. We had a meetup with our clients. Every time I see over 14 years that there is cultural differences and they are new, or some of them are older, but I didn't know the answer before. And like, so now the religion question is really very discussable, because I realized that on the West a lot of people are religious, and when they looking for the match, they say, I want a truly Christian lady, I want her to go to the church, or I'm very religious, I'm going to the church often, and I need her to be religious. And so that is always like the topic that we say, please don't discuss on the first call, it can scare her off or something. And so I couldn't understand, like, what is the problem, like, because we like to solve problems, and I couldn't understand, like, what is the thing. We personally not very religious, that's why for us it was difficult to answer this question, right?
Yeah.
And then I started talking to my friends, and I start asking them, because in Ukraine, religion person is the person who is going to the church twice a year, going to the Christmas and going to Easter. Semi-religious is going once a year. It's like going to Easter because it's a big tradition. It's a lot of fun for kids. Like in US, you do the egg hunting. In Ukraine, you have this special bread that looks like panettone. It's like Italian, but it's made in Ukraine with this colored eggs. And you go to the church, and in the morning, there is a guy who's like, not guy, who work at the church?
The priest.
A priest, sorry. Like he has this holy water and he put on everybody. That is like a tradition that people do. And I would say most of the people do that. Other than that, if people walk after work and they see the church, maybe they will go inside and pray for 5 minutes. We do not really have this like Sunday meetups at the church. Some of churches they do have, but in general it's not customary, it's not common. And I was thinking, so what, Ukrainians are not religious? Or like, what is going on? And then one of my friends just said a very interesting thing. And I knew about that, but I never thought. So she said, do you remember, but I don't because I was born after.
Because you're not that old, are you?
Like USSR was separated, like broke, right? So in USSR, there was Iron Curtain. Nobody knew about like different ratio, right? Ratio. That's why we say that ladies are very conservative. And the religion question was a huge, huge taboo. As you remember, there was no sex in USSR and there was no religion, even though, of course, it was present and it existed. And I was speaking like here in Spain when we came, like Max wanted to play with somebody, and there was like some different activities in a park, meet up together, play together, and we came. I didn't really know that this is like a church community that's arranging that, because they never really speak about that. And then like once they invite us to the little summer camp, and I see that they sing songs about God, you know, but it's very different from what I know about the church. So their songs about God are super positive. They singing and say, the God is my friend. They very, very fun, like not funny, but they're very friendly. And in Ukraine, like for me, church is like crying. It's always like something sad. There is these poor people staying around asking for money. And here, like, I see a very different Ukrainian church. Like, it's people who are happy, who are not drinking, who are supporting each other, who are playing with kids, who giving, doing a lot of volunteer. They do a lot of stuff. They do have some American sponsors who are like, you know, sometimes like if there is a summer camp, like you pay, like Ukrainian people pay like half and they pay another half. But I learned about church from a very different stuff. But the reason I'm saying that is that I was speaking with one a little bit older woman, and she started telling me she was 60, and so her daughter is 40. She was there as well, and they started telling me about how in USSR they was like meeting together, like people who are religious, in a closed place, like in a one room. They was shouting the doors and shouting the curtains to, like, for Christmas, to sing the Christmas carols. You know, something religious. And if somebody would hear them, they can knock the door and the father of the family will go to the jail. I personally, honestly, didn't know about that. Nothing about that. So, and like all the religions were prohibited. So like, it's kind of like they wanted everybody to be similar. They didn't want anyone to have their like preferences. And so that's why if on the West, religion been there for many years, in Ukraine, basically, the religion is just start to come. Like it was before, but people never been showing that. They could pray, they can believe in God, they can have their own views, read the Bible or have Bible at home, but never actually say out loud. They were not able to say, I am religion. So that's why, yes, do they have a cross, like they baptized? Yes, most of the people in Ukraine are baptized, and I have my personal opinion about that, because like I do believe that, you know, the person can choose later if he wants to be or not, but because it's usually done, I don't know how it's on the West, but it's done when the kid is like a couple of months old, so they just do it for him in a church. I've been several times. It's a beautiful, like this is the only thing that, you know, I have a connection with that event, that, you know, how people do it. They take it very serious in Ukraine, but other than that, it's not that much of a thing like going to the church on Sunday. Even though like in Spain here, this community is really like they meeting in Sunday and they reading something, they discussing, and they always, even like the way they discuss the Bible stories are very interesting. And for me, it became much more interesting that I knew anything about that in Ukraine, because they discussed it from a present point of view. So like, here's the story, what do we think about that, without judge, without anything. So for me, church now, it's very different from what I thought like even 2 years ago. That's why when you guys asking like, you want her to go to the church with you, it's the same as we've done it in another video, I think. It's like you have to implement that step by step. Not just saying like, you must go with me every Sunday, I'm going, you going with me. Like, she doesn't mind, but she doesn't know. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it does. You know, I don't spend a lot of time thinking about whether the Ukrainian women are religious or not. I've never met a Ukrainian woman who was overtly religious at all. I know that sometimes...
Are you sure? I have one experience.
Oh, except for one who made up for all the others that had none. But that's a video for another day. Yeah, that's true, actually. That sort of debunks my entire theory, doesn't it, if I thought about her? Anyway, but she was a bit crazy as well. So was she religious, or was she just crazy and believed all these things existed? Anyway, we're going off topic. I'm extremely sorry if I've offended anybody's religion there. I didn't mean to. But there is a lot of sort of rhetoric that says, you know, Ukrainian women are very religious. They have the strong faith in the Orthodox Church. It's not. It's by far it's Western guys that are way more religious than Ukrainian women, right? Would you say?
But
that's
you know,
what
but probably in US, as I said, like now I'm not following this church, but you know, I sometimes join their events because of Matt. And like, I mean, of course, why would you not hang out with people who have good beliefs? They believe, they do good things. They believe in good, like, how do you call this?
Good things.
Like they
good
want
tasks.
Like everything, you know, like why would you not? Why would you? But in Ukraine it's just different. And so I guess that, and also in Ukraine, I didn't want to cover that in this topic, but I probably should. Like people like give some money to church, right? And so it's fine, you know, somebody give 10% of the income or something. Like a different church has different rules, but because in Ukraine, like, unfortunately, it was so corrupted, that people knew that if you give money, like it's not going for goods, it's going for a new vehicle for the priest, it's going to the golden chains for, I mean, it's dirty. I don't want to discuss that, but it's true. And so, of course, like it's one thing that, you know, if you see that, you know, they built a beautiful temple for your church or something, and then you know that you give this money for that and you donated that and you see the result, rather than you see a new vehicle of the priest, or like the golden cross like this that he like barely walk because it's heavy. So like it's just different. And I think that when the people coming to US, especially ladies, church is like the first point of connection, because like there's all Ukrainians, they go there, they go to the church to be together. And of course, you know, people become better, they learn new stuff, they discuss, like there's different churches. And so the guys going with the ladies to Ukrainian church, the ladies start going with the guy to American church, and they find they're not compromised, but they find this comfortable zone for them, what they do, where they go. And also like the guys, a lot of our guys say, oh, I go there every Sunday, this is my rule. But I'm not saying that you have to change anything, but I know that guys who are getting married changing that, because once like you do it because you're a bachelor and because like you like it, I'm saying like you like it, you respect it, you help in church, like you do different stuff. For whatever reason, you go there every Sunday. But when you start having your family, like you have your priorities as well, especially if you have children, if you have some, you know, birthday that you need to drive your child to. So your life a little bit change. And I'm not saying that you have to change. I'm just saying that, you know, by experience of our clients who already married, who has children, who is in relationship, they are not their attitude to church changed, no, but the lifestyle a little bit changed. So he's not single anymore, he doesn't have that much time anymore. He still go there, but maybe not every Sunday, every other Sunday, or maybe once a month, or maybe just for the holidays, or maybe they go one Sunday to your church, one Sunday to his. So everything is discussable. But if the lady, like, you can't expect what, like, the reason I want to do this video is that, like, you cannot expect that lady will be like very religious, because it's all new to Ukrainian people.
Yeah, I get what you're saying about the what the churches would be like there. I can imagine it, and what they are in the West. Like maybe for the last, I don't know, 20, 30 years, whatever, churches sort of became cooler. You know, the buildings, they had these new types of buildings with activities and bands and things like that playing in it. That doesn't exist in Ukraine, all of that sort of new lifestyle church thing. So yeah, so there's a big shift in church. Possibly, I don't know. Like as I said before, I haven't been to church in many, many years, so I don't really know what's going on.
This topic is like very vulnerable, and like we try to be cautious with what we say, because like we don't want to put a lot of our opinion on that, because I believe that, you know, there are some topics that everyone has their opinion, and like they believe in that or they don't believe, and you know, we have different people from different cultures, different churches. But in general, I think that the main message that I wanted to bring in this video is that do not expect a lot from Ukrainian lady, a lot of knowledge from Ukrainian lady about the church. And as everything, like I said it in another video, maybe it sounds a little bit childish, but it's true. When you have a baby, when it turns 6 months, you start giving like different food to this baby. You need to, you start implementing, but step by step. You don't give him a full meal. You give like a little bit of a cabbage, a little bit of a carrot, a little bit of this. So, and then you start mixing that. The same with...
And then you make the borscht, right? Because those are all the things for the borscht.
Of course. And then you implement that. And then the kids start like the system is healthy. And he, like, you know that the system doesn't have allergy, and the kids start eating. The same as if the lady is coming to a new culture. You cannot just throw in here everything and say, just accept it. Just take it, sniff it in. You can't.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah. So like it needs to be smart. And I think that, you know, the most important quality that you should have, it's patience. Patience and understanding, and having us on your support to help you, to advise you, to support, to be your friends, to be your coaches, and we're here for you. If you want to book a call with us and talk to us about anything, we're here for you. I mean, something smart, right? Something according to...
I've tried to make no jokes throughout this entire video, and I think I've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, I feel that now something will happen after we turn off the camera. No. But yeah, just talk to us and we will explain you more, because honestly, 14 years of experience giving me everyday understanding that I believe in a connection, in a strong, powerful connection between Western man and Ukrainian lady and Slavic lady. Like it's a wonderful combination of the guy who is strong, masculine, powerful leader, and the lady who has values, traditional traits in a relationship, and she wants to follow her man. And I want to say that, you know, the ladies are more traditional rather than religious, because like for the holiday, for Christmas, for example, or for Easter, it's not so much a religious holiday for them as traditional, to make that certain meal. They make, like for Christmas, you need to make certain amount of meals and etc. So, yeah, to know this different, and like I learn this difference still every day. So there's a long way for you guys to learn it as well, but I believe that it is very enjoyable and interesting. So see you in the next one.
See ya.